Boys Talk Wrestling. Boys Talk Wrestling. Boys Talk Wrestling. BTW, 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 BTW.
What's up, y'all? This is episode 5.
Yeah, I think it's 5. Yeah, 5.
Episode 5 of Boys Talk Wrestling.
Live from the battleship.
Live from the
BTW,
battle.
BTW, BTW.
We got Royal Rumble 1990 this time. But as always, before we get started with the pay-per-view, I'm Colin, and I'm joined by Liam,
I'm Liam.
as well as Came Lion.
What's up, guys?
Nice. And Lamb has a few things he wants to say real quick, I guess.
I'm Lamb.
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay, thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Boys Talk Wrestling. This is episode 5.
Said that.
But yeah, thanks to all the fans for suggesting so many pay-per-views. There's yet to been one that really jumps out at me, so we gotta keep trying at that. They aren't really hitting the spot, but I am keeping track of all of them and researching them after seeing whatever the heck they are.
What do you mean, hit the spot? I don't understand that.
Or still missing the mark as far as random, like, not well-documented pay-per-views. Some of the ones from the last comment section, I don't even, like, they're impossible to find, I'm pretty sure.
Impossible.
They weren't like a major wrestling promotion, so yeah, we gotta keep trying. But yeah, we got Royal Rumble 1990, which wasn't a request. That was all us. So we're
That's
doing
me,
all the
Colin.
work again.
Yeah, all us.
Yeah, all us. Colin's part of the team, so another
It was a group effort.
another score for the Boys Talk Wrestling team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, I guess we'll jump right into it then.
What's happened? Royal Rumble.
WWF Royal Rumble 1990. Live on pay-per-view in Orlando, Florida from the Orlando Arena, which later became the Amway Arena. Rest in peace. There's an estimated 16,000 in attendance. A sellout.
Whoa!
I saw some empty seats. I just want to point that out.
I don't know. That building looked really full. There was a lot of people
Well,
That does, if the seats
maybe
are
it was
empty-
a bathroom break
there.
match.
Before the pay-per-view had even started. You
I
know?
mean, if the seats are
Hmm.
empty, that doesn't mean that they weren't paid for. Maybe
That's
someone
true.
got stuck in
It's
traffic.
true, I guess. It was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was packed.
There's an estimated 260,000 who have bought the show on pay-per-view. That's an number, quite frankly. They were doing usually, a little more than 350,000 at least on pay-per-view for each of their shows. Keep in mind they were only doing 4 pay-per-views a year at this point.
The classic 4.
I would say that maybe it has a little bit to do with the fact that the Royal Rumble wasn't super established at this point. This is only the 3rd ever Royal Rumble. But it's not a total failure, obviously. This is still a good show for business overall.
Oh, yeah.
The show opened with Vince McMahon running down the entrance of the Royal Rumble and the rest of the card. And when I say running down, I mean he did his classic Vince yelling.
He was going in. He was hyped as hell.
Like, the Ultimate Warrior! Earthquake!
He is snorting some lines in the background before that. He did that take. Vince
Yeah.
McMahon's an avid cokehead.
He's probably snorting lines off of Shawn Michaels' ass.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
While Pat Patterson watches.
Allegedly. Then we are welcomed to the pay-per-view by Tony Schiavone, who was here briefly in the WWF. I think he spent like less than a year there, actually.
I didn't know this geek was even in the F, the
Yeah,
Fed.
between 89 and 90, he was there for a short spell because I think he was unhappy with WCW at the time,
Jim
but later
Crockett
went back.
Promotions.
I think they're when did they become WCW? 88.
I don't know.
You're asking the wrong people,
Yeah,
dude.
what the hell? I think I was reading the Wikipedia article and it said Jim Crockett slash
Well, whenever they were bought by
WCW.
Ted Turner.
Did you know that Vince McMahon was on WCW at one point?
Well, Vince like tried to work with like all the territories when he was slowly killing them.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I
Real
like
fucking
Vince.
snake.
Yeah, I thought kind of unlucky that we got Tony Schiavone here. I would have rathered Gorilla Monsoon or
But
Vince.
we
Vince.
got Jesse Ventura. That was epic.
We had Jesse Ventura.
We were joined on color by Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse pro-immigration Ventura.
I was a fighter, a Navy SEAL.
He also he's in a Disney outfit.
Oh yeah, what was that? Oh, Orlando.
Yeah, they're in Orlando.
I'm just not putting that together.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that, but I just assumed that they were in some sort of Disney territory, you know.
Yeah, Jesse claimed that the Rumble here in Orlando was such a hot ticket that not even Mickey Mouse and Goofy could get in, and he caught them trying to sneak in through the back. And yeah, Jesse's wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt, Mickey Mouse ears, and sunglasses. Is quite a getup.
And he handed it over to Tony Schiavone, and he's like, "I'll put this on later." Some real chemistry.
Goofy trucker hat.
Yep, they had great chemistry.
Yeah, I actually thought Tony was fine on this show. He was decent enough, but I would have rather Gorilla or Vince just for like something different, I guess, because we've already done a show that Schiavone was on.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse was pretty wacky though.
I liked Jesse though. I've always liked his commentary.
He's one of the best to ever do it, dude.
Yeah, he's good. So the opening match was the Fabulous Rougeau brothers, Jock and Raymond, with their manager Jimmy Hart, versus the Bushwhackers, Butch and Luke. They stalled forever since that's all the Bushwhackers can do is like house show crowd spots. They can't wrestle.
They were biting butts.
What the?
You didn't see them bite the ref's butt, and then they bite the Frenchie's butt, and then my favorite part about this match is when Jesse the Body Ventura is going on a immigration rant about how the French boys are Americans, even though they weren't born in America.
Totally pro-immigration, actually, as it turns out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like that take. You know, that's pretty cool from being in 1990. You know,
ahead of his time.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And then. I like the Bushwhackers getting beat up for like 20 minutes. I was on the edge of my seat, dude.
The Rougeaus had control of the match forever.
In the heat.
The Bushwhackers, to be completely fair, were actually quite over to this crowd. And to every crowd, really, during this period. Bushwhacker Butch finally got the hot tag after forever. Jimmy Hart tried to interfere, so the Bushwhackers got him in the ring to do something to him, but the Rougeaus broke it up. I don't know what they were going to do to him.
Aren't they like grabbing his legs?
I don't know what they were doing.
I forget, but yeah, Jimmy Hart saw a lot of action. So.
Oh yeah, he was all over this show.
Yeah.
He was managing about 80 different people.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think he managed like 3 of the matches at least in the Royal Rumble.
Bushwhackers finally did the battering ram, which is where literally one of the Bushwhackers pushes the other one into their opponents.
That was a cool move.
They got the 3 count for the win. This match was no good.
I
But the crowd was fairly into it at the end.
Crowd loved the bushwhackers.
Yeah,
They were
the
doing the
crowd
little
loved-
bushwhacker arm raise thing and everything.
Bushwhacker bounce.
yeah
Oh,
the
yeah.
crowd loved everything, dude. They were having a great time.
Oh yeah, good crowd.
It's
For
it's very nostalgic to hear a crowd that actually likes wrestling, you know?
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty rare
Nope.
these days.
It's all these marks trying to get themselves over.
That's so true. Mean Gene Okerlund was with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil.
Base Virgil.
It was revealed that DiBiase had drawn the number one spot in the Rumble. And DiBiase basically just said that it didn't matter what number he drew because he would win anyway.
Before we move on, I gotta. Me and Lambert were talking, and he said that DiBiase was pissed for what he drew. And I made the joke that he was probably pissed at what his son drew too, which is nothing.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good little joke.
Yeah,
That's good right there.
he is all like, "It's Virgil's fault," and then Mean Gene was like, "What's up, Virgil?" And then DiBiase was like, "Don't talk, don't talk." I wasn't aware that Virgil was his slave, because that's the vibe.
No, that's
I got.
literally basically what it was that he bought him to be his slave.
Yeah, that's pretty
He
weird.
was like his manservant.
Yeah, he didn't say a word.
Man, sort
And
of. That sounds kind of
there was
nasty.
definitely like some racial elements to the whole gimmick for
Oh
sure.
yeah, well we'll get more of that later. It
I was
doesn't
feeling
stop
some
here.
sexual tension in the air too.
Oh yeah.
Howard Finkel introduced the genius already in the ring to read a poem.
Fucking genius.
Behold the barber, what's his name, with scissors in his hand, intellectually inferior and totally outmanned. He wants to give my genius hairdo an aesthetic augmentation, so I can be the joke of this World Wrestling Federation. All his cuttin' and his struttin' may be quick enough for some, but I'm the world's smartest man, and beefcake's double dumb!
Damn.
Hey,
So,
did you know that the genius is Macho King Randy
Yes.
Savage's
His
brother?
brother.
Did you know?
his
His
shoot
powerful.
brother, not his hooked brother.
They're like the
Distinguished
Bray
them.
Wyatt and Bo Dallas of this generation of wrestling back
Oh,
then,
for sure.
you know, because he's more the Bo Dallas, like, and Macho Man's the more serious, like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's very serious when he comes out.
I'd say,
and he's
I'd
so
say they could both be the
charismatic.
genius
No,
because they were both geeks.
no.
By the way,
No.
I love the genius. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he's a good little segment, and I liked all the moves they did in the ring because he was like prancing around like a retard. I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, so it was the genius versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Jesse said that the genius was light in the loafers.
What did he mean by that?
I don't know if you could say. I don't know if you could say that on your wrestling show in 2018. By the way, this has to be the most over Beefcake ever was.
I was surprised that, yeah, like throughout the whole show, everybody's like so cheery and stuff. I was like, geez, what is this?
Yeah, people were stars back then. They're not stars now.
Yeah, they're just freaking crybabies.
Okay, I have to ask it. Why does Brutus the Beefcake have hedge clippers when he's a barber?
Because that's what he uses to cut their hair, dude.
They're not hedges. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I mean, he had a pair of scissors, but like, come on.
Well,
Yeah, this-
he's got the big scissors for when he's walking down there because it's a big prop, and then he's got the small scissors for practical use after he's put his opponent to sleep.
Oh yeah.
This match was 10 minutes of punches and kicks. Eventually, Beefcake got the sleeper on, but Genius got out of it. Genius was whipped into the ref, who fell to the outside. Then Beefer got the sleeper back on, and Genius passed out, but there was no ref. So Brother Brudeye went outside and got the scissors, and in fact, did begin cutting the Genius's hair.
Very sad.
Mr. Perfect ran out and beat up Beefcake. The bell rang, even though there was no ref to call for a DQ or anything. So
I
then,
think Jesse said he used a weapon. I never saw a weapon from Mr. Perfect.
well, they got the chair in there afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't see
hit
that
him with
part.
the chair. Yeah, you hit him in the no headshot, just a nice abdomen shot. And yeah, that was that. And then Mr. Perfect got his genius out of there.
Yeah, they beat up Beefcake, and Fink announced that it was officially a double disqualification for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't get that, but my biggest highlight from this match was when the genius ran outside of the ring and did like a cartwheel. I thought that was pretty hype.
Did like a headstand flip too.
Yeah,
At one
he was just being a good entertainer. I like that.
He's just a wacky guy.
You know,
This was no better than the opener, quite frankly.
yeah, it was getting stinky after this match. Cause they
Sean Mooney.
Oh, go on.
Sean Mooney was with Bobby the Brain Heenan, the WWF Tag Team Champions, Andre the Giant and Haku, and Rick Rude. Mooney asked what numbers they drew in the Rumble. Heenan says, "Let's just say we are all happy with our numbers." And then Sean Mooney stirred some shit by saying that the Rumble was every man for himself, and they were all going back and forth at each other.
Is Haku is not Fale, fucking Tamatonga's
Yes.
dead. Okay. Was wondering about that.
Yeah, he's the
Go
one
on.
who can break out of shoot handcuffs in a bar fight. He's the toughest wrestler to ever live. He would have been a mixed martial arts world champion.
That's right. A little known fact, Haku would have won the UFC 1 tournament.
Yeah, apparently that's like every guy that knows Haku thinks he's the biggest badass they've ever known, and he's just an absolute monster.
Yeah, there was a good story Tamatanga told where he gave a kid a DDT at school and busted his head open just because he thought it was normal because his dad was such a hard ass.
Based.
His dad wasn't happy though.
Oh yeah,
He
you can't be
probably-
doing that. Yeah, Colin, you left out. These people are called the Heenan family.
Yeah, the Heenan family, that's
Yeah.
the stable.
Yeah, it's a great stable of people that you wouldn't think would be a family. It's kind of like their whole and that was the lines that I was reading between. It was like a not your typical family, you know. There's no mom.
Were Andre and the other guy, were they the tag champs?
Haku and Andre are the
Yeah,
tag champs, yes.
Colin just said that. Camel, get your head
Yeah,
out
I
of your
wasn't-
butt.
Dude, I'm doing some research on the side. Calm down.
Okay. But yeah, you know, no mom, two dads, a really progressive family. So I
Two
like
dads, just
Where are
like
the dads?
Bobby the Brain and Andre.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, they call him Bobby the Brain for a reason, dude.
So the third match, Greg the Hammer Valentine with, once again, Jimmy Hart versus Rugged Ronnie Garvin in a special submission match, which just meant that it was a submission match. You could only
Yeah.
win by submission.
They should have called this one the all-you-can-eat buffet match, because Greg the Hammer Valentine looked like he was pregnant out there.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
say, Greg Valentine is an ugly, ugly man.
He is
I'm looking at his,
disgusting.
Would I be out of order for saying that?
I don't think
Just
you
the,
are.
the worst mullet of all time.
He's got an awful mullet. His chin looks like he got hit with a shovel at a young age. His gut
Jeez.
is out of this world. You know, it's just like I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this fight at a truck stop. Like that's what these two dudes were looking like. I mean, what an embarrassment to go out there and wrestle and look like that. Like, have some respect for yourself. Hit the gym. You know, if you take
Lift some
roids,
weights. Get a clue.
like these boys were probably taking roids, but they weren't doing anything with all that energy. They were just getting a big old gut.
They were eating cheeseburgers with all that energy.
Yeah, but I will say this, that they have more impressive physiques than anyone in the WWE right now.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
don't know
weren't
about that.
vanilla midgets, that's for sure.
Yeah, they look like men at least. You know, they didn't look like little boys crying on Twitter about how TV's hard. So,
Damn. They both kept going for pins, but the ref wouldn't count since it's a submission match.
Special submission match.
Finally, Valentine went for a figure four, which Garvin no-sold because he had this like brace thing on his left leg.
oh yeah, the brace was a
Which-
huge part of the match.
Yes, it was, which apparently prevented the hold from doing any damage. Garvin then got the Indian Deathlock on for his first submission attempt, but Valentine got the ropes.
Wait, when he was blocking the figure four, he started making faces at him.
Yeah. That's kind of like a famous GIF, actually. The
Oh yeah.
one where Garvin is like sticking his tongue out and stuff.
Yeah, Ronnie was totally trolling him. Continue.
So Garvin was down near the ropes, and Jimmy Hart took the brace off Garvin's leg so that Valentine could get the figure four on, and it would do damage. So Valentine did get the figure four on, and this time Garvin was selling, but eventually Garvin turned it over so that Valentine had to break it with the ropes. But the damage had been done, so to speak. And
Sadly.
Valentine went after the damaged leg, but Garvin fought on. Valentine got tied between the ropes like he was Andre the Giant. Jimmy Hart got in the ring and was disposed of by Garvin. Garvin got on what they called a reverse figure four, which is just like a sharpshooter,
It was a sharpshooter.
and Valentine submitted. This match was an improvement over the first two, but still wasn't great by any means.
Yeah, that's
Garvin's,
kind of the theme of the show.
he's got some CTE, dude.
What do you mean he's got some
Yeah, why
CTE?
would you say that?
I mean, the faces he was making were so.
He was a wrestler in the 80s. They
This-
all made faces like this. Did you see Hogan out there?
I mean, and then also, like, what's this whole thing where you're still going for pins? Like, at least remember
It
what
told
the
a story. They're wrestlers who are used to going for pins, so when they're in the submission match, they just forget, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
I think Garvin and Greg the Hammer Valentine are wrestlers, you know. They're not some. I'm just a casual fan, you know. I'm not a super big fan. Like I'm sure Stone Cold Steve Austin could talk like an hour about Greg the Hammer Valentine. But, you know, I'm just a casual, so
Ain't that the truth?
yeah. This was a culture shock, you
Yeah,
know.
Layman's
watching
just
this
your
kind of
everyday
match.
Mark. He doesn't enjoy wrestling like this.
Yeah, I wanted to see a little.
Well, no one does.
He just wants some flips and some suicide
Well,
dive.
Actually, this is a good
A
time to
super
bring
kick
this
here
up
and there, maybe.
because this is like the most old school match we watched. I was curious if we were to go every wrestling promotion that exists that's televised that you can see. You know, you can leave PWG out of it; they don't really count. They're like a musical theater act or whatever. But
Damn.
I'm thinking, what if we just told everybody you can't do flippy shit for like 10 years? And so we slow down wrestling all the way back to the old days where they're all
Slow
like,
it down.
slow
Tell a
it
story.
down. You focus on storytelling and
Or go
charisma.
real limb.
And then once we have stars in the wrestling business again, then we can try the flippy shit. It's just like a hard reset. I think that would be really good for wrestling.
I don't think flips is the problem with wrestling.
I think it is. I think it's too athletic. Like a good personality can't get into it anymore because they're flipping and they're fucking doing all this crazy stuff.
I think the overabundance can hold flips. Because, like, the more flips you see, the less special it is when you actually see one.
Because, like, let's say Greg the Hammer Valentine was starring wrestling today. I don't think he would make it. And that's really sad.
Well, if he was in the E, he could make it because he's not a midget. But you never know.
Yeah, how
He's also
tall
kinda
were these
fat.
guys? Because they were looking awfully big. Anyone know the dimensions on them?
Not
His
really.
build height, Valentine's build height is 6 feet.
Yeah, okay.
Gorvin's is 6 feet.
Oh,
Also,
they were both like actually fairly small for the standard of the generation.
Well, yeah.
that's why they're in the mid card, dude.
Mean Gene was back with Mr. Perfect, and he questioned him about his interference earlier. And Perfect said that he had to defend his friend. And Perfect also said that hair grows back, but Beefcake's ribs may not. That was sort of a funny line.
He had another
Honestly-
good one, though. He was like, I'm tired of Beefcake taking advantage of people when they're unconscious.
Dang.
That was a good one. Yeah, it's like, you can't get away with that in 2018.
That might have been a somewhat of an inside reference.
Was Beefcake taking advantage of unconscious people?
Every wrestler back then was.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, that's just the biz, brother.
Beefcake's supposed to be the baby face, right?
Yes. Obviously.
Okay. Well, it's kind of backwards. Usually, baby faces don't go around cutting people's hair, while the
Yeah,
heels
it
are
is
defending
actually
their
sort of,
friends.
Well, he's cutting the, like,
Integrity of their friends.
no, he's cutting
Come
he's cutting the bad guy's hair. Like, that's the whole thing. He's like, yeah, that
It is
bully
still
at school
unconsensual.
who gets really good grades and talks down to you. I'm gonna go cut his hair. That's the genius.
Two wrongs don't make a right, Lambent.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just trying to
An eye for an eye.
I'm just trying to explain the plot to you, because obviously you didn't pick up on
The
it.
plot sucks. That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, the point of the promo was Perfect said that he had drawn the perfect number for the Rumble, number 30. Howard Finkel introduced Brother Love in the ring. And Brother Love
He
did
loves-
his shtick. And he introduced Sensational Sherry. So then Brother Love and Sherry were just railing on Sapphire, and they called her fat and ugly and stuff until she came out. And then they made fun of her clothes. Brother Love asked Sapphire what she saw in Dusty, but wouldn't let her answer. Sherry said there were
That's a good
Dusties. There were Dusties all over the audience, referencing their fatness.
That's also true.
Finally, Sapphire slapped Sherry. Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes ran out, and everyone brawled. Dusty beat up Brother Love, and Dusty and Sapphire celebrated. This segment went on forever and wasn't really any good at all, to be honest.
Dude, this was awesome, dude.
But
Come
the crowd
on.
was happy when Brother Love got pwned.
I liked
yeah.
how they talked for like 15 minutes to Sapphire about what a piece of trash she is, and then they put the mic up to her, and she's like, "Nuh-uh," and then she slapped Brother Love, dude.
Oh, hell no!
Yeah.
And then she popped him.
Like, I'm not even like, that's exactly like what she did, and then
She said, "I'm tired of listening to this," is what she said, something like
she
that.
said, "Nuh-uh,"
Yep.
slap.
I just thought it was kind of weird when they just called all the N-word right there in the ring. It just kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it was a different time, so
It
maybe
was
we're
a
just
different
being
time.
sensitive. But yeah, they were
guess
saying
so.
all sorts of racist things to her, calling her a peasant, and stuff, and
That's
then
true. They did call her peasant.
yeah, and then after she slapped Brother Love and they dealt with the Macho King because he's the Macho King now. Um, they did a
He's the Macho
dance
King.
break, and it was very similar to what we get to see now with R-Truth and Carmella
Carmella.
doing a dance break. So I like that.
Fabulous.
And Sapphire was getting down, and she was wearing some tight pants. So it was a jiggle party, you know.
Speaking of tight pants, do you guys see Carmella's outfit?
She wasn't on the show, dude.
Oh, you blew it.
But yeah, yeah, Sapphire was shaking it. Dusty was shaking it. They were getting it on, you know.
Yes, they were
They were
dancing.
getting on.
Yeah, you know that Sapphire's.
He did get behind her when she was shaking it, though.
Yeah,
It
That's
was
true.
kind
He
of
was like really.
thought they were gonna
too,
fuck
actually.
right there in the ring.
And that's
She
how
was basic-
Cody
she was
Rhodes was born.
Actually,
he was
no
gonna
joke. She
push
was kind of,
Sapphire over.
grinding on him.
Take all the Pound Town.
that happened backstage, and then
Thoo, thoo, thoo.
yeah. Luckily, when Cody was born, he came out pretty light skinned. So you know, Cody.
What do you mean? Luckily,
Well,
What do you know
because
about
He did have a lisp, though.
Dusty
Yeah,
was
that
really
is true.
ashamed that he got with Sapphire for whatever reason. You know, it's a different time. I'm not
I just
here.
don't see how like him not being white could be like unlucky.
Well, from Dusty's perspective, it's in his book. Okay, you can read it in his
That's
book.
a huge race.
Well, the Sapphire, the Sapphire thing. Oh God! Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
Kyle.
on. Go on without me.
Oh, geez.
You will the side. What about
yeah,
the
what
Sapphire?
Sapphire thing? No.
I think I'm back now.
Okay.
So,
God bless.
Sapphire being paired with Dusty was actually like, it was like a rib
Is it
on
a
Dusty.
rib? Okay.
Yeah. Because they all used to say that Dusty just would pretend that he was black.
I could see it.
Dusty's whole WWF run was actually all
One big
literally
rib.
just a rib on Dusty.
It's pretty base once you think about it.
Is the McRib back?
Mm.
Is the McRib back?
Sean Mooney was with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Hacksaw cut a promo about his upcoming match with Big Boss Man. There's nothing to say about it.
He kind of looks like Dean Ambrose, don't you think?
No.
Oh, okay.
He gave Dean Ambrose his 2x4 in the lead up to Mania 42.
I thought, well, okay, so I've never seen Jim Duggan young, so this is probably
This
not
is hardly
his
young.
youngest. Yeah, he's probably starting to get the old man gut, but you know, he looked in better shape than I'm used to when I see Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So I thought
Yeah,
that was
so
cool.
the match was Big Boss Man with Slick versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Fucking slick.
Boss Man did,
This was a manager.
yeah.
Yeah, freaking Big Boss Man was being pimped out by Slick. Like, why
Wait,
would
wait.
have a pimp be a manager and he's managing like a big white dude? Like, what's
By the way,
what's
you
the
notice
lore
that
on that?
you notice that Boss Man had a patch of the Confederate flag on his uniform?
I'm immune to that. I see past it.
Yeah, you see
All
Confederate
time.
flags all the time in the dirty South.
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
actually notice, but that's good. That's a good note.
Yeah, he did. Bossman did an Inseguri early in the match, you know, just to show how agile he is and whatever.
Agile.
This match actually immediately had a higher pace than the other matches on the show so far, which is kind of funny since this match is two fat guys.
Boss Man is not fat.
Bad guys.
Bossman isn't fat.
He did
Yeah,
an
the gut.
Inseguri. That's really agile of him. That's not.
Yeah, he's an
fat
agile
people
big guy,
can't
but
do
he's
that.
fat.
Fat people can't.
You gonna
do
say
that.
are you gonna say Samoa Joe's not fat? Yeah, exactly.
He's fat.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's fat.
I don't think Samoa Joe could get around the ring like Big Boss Man could in his prime. Like
Yeah,
pound for
probably.
pound, like Big Boss Man's a better fighter than
Pound for
Samoa
pound.
Joe.
Fighter.
Yeah,
I think whatever.
yeah,
It'll
like
work.
If they did an MMA bout, Prime
Wait a minute.
Prime
Wrestling
Big
is
Boss
fake.
Man versus.
You know Samoa
The
Joe
evidence in
like
the screener.
trains
Who
in
would win,
kickboxing and stuff.
Big Boss Man or Samoa Joe?
I mean, it has to be Boss Man, dude. He gets a
It has to
nightstick.
be.
Yeah, like
No, that's not part of the rules.
yeah, and we're taking in
He
the
gets a
complete
knife.
character.
He gets a fight stick, then Samoa Joe gets like a glaive.
A glaive.
Did he have a
Violent
glaive?
gimmick. Yeah, he had like a little stick with a knife at the end of it from his
Oh, yeah.
Nation of Violence gimmick.
Did he ever hit anybody with that in the ring?
But there was definitely some photos of him posing with it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just saying Big Boss Man's quite the athlete. He was an underappreciated performer. And
I don't know if he's
should
really
have been used
underappreciated
better.
it. I think like everybody acknowledges that Boss Man was really good. And like he had
Oh, yeah,
feuded with Hulk Hogan like in '89, so
Also, he did
hardly
big-
underutilized.
What's his shoot name? Like Tractor Trailer or something?
Robert Trailer, I think.
Yeah, there we go. That's his.
No, that's
I think
Robert Trailer is
something
the
Trailer.
dead NBA player.
Oh.
Alpha.
Yeah, you look it up. Slick handed Boss Man's nightstick to him, and but the ref saw Boss Man use it and called for the bell for the DQ.
That was
And
kind
then-
of a letdown.
No kidding. Duggan got his 2x4 and beat up Boss Man and Slick with it. This match maybe would have been at least okay, but the finish killed it.
You think that the ref screwed up and he wasn't supposed to see it? And he saw it
No.
anyway?
No, this was the
Wrestling is a
finish.
work.
Dude.
Well, because aren't the refs
How many
supposed to
times do I
call
have
it
to
down
tell
the
you that
middle?
wrestling's a work?
Well, refs are supposed to call it down the middle, so they don't even know
You
the...
mean they're supposed to call it as
outcome.
a shoot? Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to
they were
say?
supposed to call it as a shoot, so that way the fans know that it's more real than if, like...
Okay, even if they were calling it as a shoot, I don't think they would just call for the bell
That's true. Yeah.
like that.
Well, this is some good 50-50 booking right here. Nobody really gets hurt by it. It's just a good prelude
Well-
to the Rumble.
Jim Duggan doesn't do jobs. Like
Hell no.
he like literally does not do jobs.
Alright.
That finish ain't working
putting
for me,
anybody
brother.
in.
I gotta hit you with the 2x4.
Ray Washington Traylor Jr. was his
Ray
name.
Trailer, that's it.
Tractor trailer.
Robert Trailer was the player that the Bucks drafted, or well, rather, the Bucks drafted Dirk Nowitzki and traded for Robert Trailer.
And then he fucking died.
Yeah, rest in peace, Robert Trailer.
Gonna miss that guy.
We then go to a reel of wrestlers in the Rumble cutting promos. First was Jimmy Hart with Earthquake and Dino Bravo. Dino Bravo said he wanted to throw out Ultimate Warrior. Earthquake said no one was safe from him. Next was Demolition. They said last year they got number 1 and number 2, but this year would be different. And then they argued about throwing each other out if they were the last two.
Get a BDSM gimmick, don't they? What's
Maybe.
up with the outfits?
What's
I don't get it.
BDSM?
Stands for
Bondage,
Bondage.
domination, sadism, and masochism, I think.
Yeah,
Anyways, bad
that's
news,
what your
Brown.
mom's into.
Oh, shoot.
Camel,
Shit,
cut
I
it
couldn't
out.
help myself.
Cut it out.
So, Bad News Brown said that there would be a lot of sharecroppers in tears when he throws out their heroes.
What are these?
He was
This
awesome.
man's eyes were bulging out of his head. This man was on one.
Is this where Bad News Barrett got it from?
Yeah, Bad News
is
Brown
bad.
was like, I got some bad news for all you sharecroppers. Dusty Rhodes said that Randy Savage would get his dues in the Rumble. The Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, said they weren't worried about each other and only had to worry about 28 others. The Rockers promo was like very manic and pretty awkward, I thought.
Wait. Is he the Janetti?
Which one?
Shawn Michaels?
No, Shawn Michaels is the Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay. I'm still
Michaels is
trying
the
to figure out how the term works.
Well, like, okay, you know us. You're the Genetti.
Oh,
But
Like that.
they look like they don't like Janetti looks like he could be like a world heavyweight champion if he wrestled today. So I don't know if that's a compliment or
It's
not
not
a
really saying
compliment.
much.
He was looking jacked, baby.
Hercules
Jack.
said he was sending out a warning to friend or foe. He was going to win this Rumble Royal today. That's actually what he said, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hercules was the one who came out looking like a fucking created wrestler, dude. They wouldn't even give that guy colored trunks or anything. They just wearing some fucking.
There were a couple white trunks, and they were.
just wearing some
I
fucking.
couldn't tell who was who. They were all
gray
just
trunk.
dudes.
Like, why is your name Hercules? You look like you could be a fucking valet or something.
Looks like you could be a ballet.
Valet. You know what a
Valet.
valet is?
Jesus
My bad.
Christ.
Your Judaism drowned out the.
That's just racist.
How does me being a Jew have anything to do with your ears being filled with earwax so you can't hear what
You
I'm
just
saying?
have this Jewish.
I have
nasally
to
voice.
translate your bullshit all day, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I accept it. You're the one who's not accepting your problem, dude.
I don't have a
I'm trying to
problem.
help you through this.
I
Rick
don't have a problem.
Martel said no one would touch his beautiful face and that he was the best looking wrestler.
I'm not debating
Tito-
that.
Tito
He's like, "What a
Santana.
snack."
Tito Santana yelled that he was going to come out a winner. Arriba! Jimmy Snuka also yelled. I don't even know what he said.
He's like,
He
I
was-
just killed my girlfriend. What's up, guys?
Yeah, he
That's
did.
what he
How's
said.
it going, Orlando?
That's basically it. Slick cut a promo for Akeem saying he was the baddest. The WWF Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, cut a Hey Warrior promo.
Yeah, they didn't tell him where the
Pretty
camera was. He hit it from
Kept
the back
spinning
and then he
around.
turned around.
Yeah, from the back.
Yeah, he hit the promo from the back.
I think he said that there was 28 normal men and that he and Hogan were the ones who weren't normal and Warrior would fulfill his destiny.
Were they the only two on coke in this match or something?
I would bet they weren't the only ones. The Macho King, Randy Savage, said he knows Dusty wants to get even, but he's focused on everyone else. And he said there is one man in the WWF who is royalty, and that is him. Mr. Fuji cut a promo for the Powers of Pain and said anything goes in the Rumble, and then they all growled.
We need more Mr. Fuji's in wrestling today. Just a
Yeah,
great gimmick.
Mr. Fuji didn't get much action.
Well, he was like a really shitty manager too, Mr. Fuji.
Jimmy
What the
Hart
heck?
got like every match.
Is Mr. Fuji the one who said I choppy or pee pee?
I can't or even remember who was the one who actually delivered that line.
He is the one who's all like, baby, 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 baby.
That's a joke Colin's not gonna get. I appreciate it.
That was a pre-show joke.
Yep.
Jake
That's
the
a dark
Snake
match.
Roberts said the man who wins the Rumble won't be the best wrestler, but the man who is willing to do anything, and that sounds a lot like him. The Hart Foundation said the pink and black is back, baby.
Baby. It was Yamaguchi who said it.
This is probably
Oh,
the
yeah,
best
you
promo
think
that
so?
Bret Hart ever cut in his goddamn life, dude.
Oh, give me a break. Bret Hart was
How
a good
many
promo.
Bret Hart promos have you seen where he wasn't 80 years old and sounded like he smoked 80 cigarettes?
Bret screwed Bret. That was a good Bret Hart promo.
Guess who's back? It's Jimmy Hart. He's with the Honky Tonk Man. Honky said he's going to play 29 of his greatest tunes.
I wish he would have. Honky Tonk.
And then, finally, the WWF champion, Hulk Hogan, cut a classic, coked up Hulk Hogan promo.
Wait, you saying Hulk Hogan did coke?
Real Jack.
Allegedly. He said, you gotta expect the unexpected. He said no one can overcome the Pythons. He said once he gets rid of the 29 other opponents, he would prove nothing is stronger than Hulkamania.
Hulk Hogan was looking fat as hell.
What?
No,
Yeah, his face was looking real
was-
fat.
he was looking real jacked, baby.
He looked more like lean and stuff in WCW.
Well, he was like, this is peak roids Hulk Hogan, and
Yeah.
then like when the steroid scandal hit, he literally lost like half his mass.
I don't think the roids look really
Allegedly.
good for him. He doesn't have a good roid bod.
So it's time for the Royal Rumble match. As promised earlier, Ted DiBiase was number 1. Virgil came out with him. Number 2 was Coco Beware. Ted actually let Coco get a lot of offense on him, but then DiBiase backbody dropped him out for the first elimination.
WWE Hall of Famer, by the way. Coco
Did
Beware.
they call Coco Beware the bald man?
Yeah, they did.
Probably.
Yeah. I just want to
Comes out with a
comment.
parrot.
What was that about?
Ted was
Comes out with a
looking
parrot.
good.
He has a parrot.
Oh,
I never seen Ted in such good shape.
Ted was
Looking
always
hot.
in good shape.
Yeah, but I never seen him
is
wrestle.
he getting you
before.
nice and sweaty, Lambert?
Oh yeah, he was real hot.
Number 3 was Marty Jannetty of the Rockers. Marty and DiBiase had a fun exchange until Marty went for a crossbody against the ropes and literally jumped over the top and eliminated himself.
Treated like a true Janetti.
So, okay, let me try this again. Is Marty Jannetty the Jannetty of this match?
Yes.
Whoa!
Well, not of the match.
Got
Match?
it. Got it.
All right. Number 4 was Jake the Snake Roberts. Big time pop.
Actually, Shawn Michaels was the Janetti of the match, but we'll get to that later.
That's true, actually. We will get to that. Jake ran wild on DiBiase. Number 5 was the Macho King, Randy Savage. So Savage and DiBiase double teamed Jake. Number 6, Rowdy Roddy Piper. He ran wild on all the heels. People in the crowd literally jumping up and down as the baby faces beat up the heels.
Dude, this was insane. Like, the amount of star power in, like, the first couple, I don't know, minutes in this match.
They saved all the stars for this match, pretty much.
The
Yeah.
Royal Rumble was a much bigger deal back then.
And there were a lot of stars.
Yeah, I mean, all of them were freaking... I'm used to seeing them all in their, like, 50s, so this was
Used
cool.
to seeing like Zack Ryder come out and R-Truth and stuff.
Yeah, Roddy Piper. I'm
Bunch of
used to
geeks
seeing
filling the
him with
Rumble.
Old man, flabby belly, but he looked like he was in good shape. You know, he's running around, punching dudes. You know how it is.
Not used to seeing him at all because he's dead.
Number 7 was the Warlord. Nothing to say about that. Number 8 was Bret the Hitman Hart. Still nothing much going on in the match.
More like Bret the Shitman Favre.
He couldn't
What the
even
hell's
get
your
it out, dude.
Oh yeah.
Brett
Classic.
Fart. That's a good one.
Number 9 was Bad News Brown. Jake was going for the DDT on DiBiase, but Randy Savage clotheslined Jake out to eliminate him. And Jake and DiBiase will wrestle at WrestleMania.
Whoa.
I noticed at this point Randy Savage literally had darker skin than Bad News Brown. My God, this man was tan.
Well, Randy Savage, was this like pre-roids or something? He was looking kind of
Yes, this
small
was-
in there.
This was pre-Rory.
I'm not even meaning
Randy
like,
Savage.
It might have been post arm injury Randy Savage
He
because he
definitely
lost
didn't
a lot
look-
of mass after that.
Yeah, he didn't look as big as
Doesn't
he
look
did in
real jacked.
WCW. That's all I'm saying. But and he was
Well,
wearing
WCW,
tights.
He was pumping roids into his system like it was nothing.
He had some.
He's
he had some-
consuming roids.
He had some cool tights on. They were really nice colors. I thought it was a good outfit choice.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But everybody's going bald in this match. Like his bandana got ripped off, and you saw his bald spot.
Number 10 was Dusty Rhodes. He went right after Savage. Dusty back body dropped Savage out of the Rumble, and we'll see them at WrestleMania. Number 11 was Andre the Giant. Warlord went after Andre, and Andre made him out to look like a total geek and threw him right out.
Damn.
Yeah, Andre was not in good shape.
He was a broken man at
He
this
was
point.
looking bad.
He is deteriorating.
Number 12 was the Red fucking Rooster.
I didn't know this man existed until
Yeah,
the show.
that's a cool gimmick. I like that.
So, what's the lore on this guy? Can somebody tell me?
Well,
He's-
basically what
he's
happened
Just
was
a wrestler named Terry Taylor who was the Red Rooster.
yeah, what happened
That's the lore.
is he fell down into a pile of hot Cheetos, and that made his hair look like a rooster, and so they called him the Red Rooster.
Wow.
Shit, he works at the developmental system.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's like actually
Terry Taylor.
like if you listen to enough shoot interviews, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Terry Taylor, that's my guy right there."
Well, he worked for TNA for a lot of years too.
Yeah, he snaked Jimmy Cornette.
What? He
Allegedly,
snaked him?
he
What does
snaked
that
him,
mean?
dude. He fucked him over.
He fucked him?
Yeah,
Ooh.
he's like
That's
talking
gross.
shit to Dixie about him. You know, it's like some real backstage heat.
Piper eliminated Bad News Brown, and Bad News went back to the apron and pulled Piper out, which counts as an elimination, much to the confusion of the announcers. They brawled all the way to the back. We'll see them at WrestleMania.
Wait, they fought at WrestleMania? What the fuck?
Yep. That's
Wait,
actually
who to? I was
we-
reading up on Terry Taylor.
Roddy Piper and Bad News Brown.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen that promo where Roddy Piper is in half blackface?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen
That's
that.
a classic.
Yeah, that's what it's from.
Oh, okay.
Number 13 was Demolition Axe. Andre eliminated the Red Rooster. Get that fucking geek out of here. Dusty and
God bless.
Axe double teamed Andre. Number 14 was Haku. Number 15 was Demolition Smash. Both members of Demolition went to
Excuse
war
me?
with Andre and Haku.
Colin
You just have a
Esther-
stroke.
Colin Esther- Holy shit. Dude.
Did a Tim Allen grunt, kind of.
Yes,
Alright.
Demolition went to war with Andre and Haku. See them at WrestleMania, by the way.
Not a smart move.
Number 16 was Akeem, the African Dream.
Is that a white guy? Think of
Yes.
that. Yeah, you look like a white guy.
Yeah, it's literally a white guy.
There's a white guy.
Demolition managed to eliminate Andre the Giant. Bret Hart got eliminated somewhere at some point. The camera, totally missed it. There was no way we would have even known if Jesse didn't bring it up. He was like, I think Bret Hart got eliminated at some point. And then he was like, I was there on 9/11.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Kind of prophesized it.
I was playing Smash at the time because I'm a gamer, and
Uh-huh.
I looked up
No.
and I'm like, where's Brett? Where's
Brett,
my guy?
Shit, man.
Dude, you can't be saying that because ever since I heard that, you don't look at Brett the same anymore.
I don't care. Brett's a geek. I'll kick his
Yeah.
ass.
I
know me,
could
Brett?
probably, I could beat up
Little
Brett.
bitch.
Yeah, just fucking kick his little canes out. From
Push his
under him.
wheelchair down some
Oh,
stuff.
come on. Jesus.
Brett's
Number
a good-
17 was Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Came out and killed his girlfriend. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. Akeem got eliminated by Snuka.
Tamina was in the crowd being like, why'd you kill your girlfriend, Jimmy? Come
It was all-
on.
I'll make you look like Ellsworth. The famous.
Oh yeah, that's a classic promo. So just for a head count, we have both Demolition Axe and Smash, Haku, Jimmy Snuka, Dusty Rhodes, and tonight's Iron Man, Ted DiBiase in the ring. Number 18 was Dino Bravo. Number 19 was Earthquake.
Yeah,
put
that's my
over-
guy.
They put over
Beast.
Earthquake pretty big in this match.
John
As they should.
Penta.
Earthquake eliminated Dusty. Earthquake was getting double teamed by Demolition, but then he tossed out
Ooh.
Axe.
It's getting double teamed.
Number 20 was Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Rest in peace.
Everyone teamed up to eliminate Earthquake, which
Jim the
Jesse-
Anvil Neidhart.
everyone teamed up to eliminate Earthquake, which Jesse called a major accomplishment of major teamwork of major proportion.
Dude, they need to bring him back. Like, what's Jesse Ventura doing these days? Just make him announce Raw. Get Renee
think
out
he's
of
a-
there.
A big alien conspiracy guy.
They need a wild guy like Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse. I can imagine Jesse Ventura on color for Raw next week.
I mean, closest
They
we got,
told the firefighters to stand down.
the closest we got was Booker T. I just realized what you were talking about. Jeez. Fucking 9/11. It took 6 different minutes to get Earthquake there.
What if they had an announced team of Steven Seagal and Jesse the Body Ventura?
Oh,
That'd
now
be
that would
good.
be dimes.
That'd be dimes, dude.
Number 21 is the Ultimate Warrior.
He snorted a fucking rail before he came out here. Jesus.
He throws Dino Bravo out. Number
I hate
22,
Ultimate Warrior, dude.
Number 22, the model, Rick Martel. Haku eliminated Demolition Smash. Number 23 was Tito Santana. Howdy ba. Number 24, the Honky Tonk Man.
The honky tonk man.
Yeah, he's all like, skr skr.
That's what he said.
Neidhart was eliminated by Martel and Warrior. And then
Yeah.
Warrior finally eliminated Ted DiBiase, who was in the match
Neidhart.
for like 47 minutes.
Night fart. Holy shit.
It was 44 minutes, 47 seconds. At the time, it was the record.
So it's Rick Martel, Tito Santana, Haku, Jimmy Snuka, Honky Tonk Man, and the Ultimate Warrior. Number 25 is Hulk Hogan. Everyone out of the pool.
Business is about to pick up.
Hogan immediately eliminated Snuka, who took the corpse of his girlfriend to the back with him.
Damn.
He then eliminated Haku with the shittiest looking pig boot of
Oh,
all
yeah.
time. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, he wasn't really
Come on,
trying.
it was a good big boot.
I like later in the match where they're just throwing people into Hogan's boot and they're just dying.
Yeah.
Tito got thrown out by Warrior. Number 26 was Shawn Michaels of the Rockers.
The
Hogan-
Janetti of the match.
Hogan
Go ahead and
eliminated Honky, and then Shawn got eliminated in about 10 seconds by Warrior and Martel.
I think he
Well,
might have had the record and
He
they just
probably did.
they don't bring
Last
it up.
12 seconds in this match.
Yeah, they just don't bring it up because Shawn didn't even look like Shawn Michaels yet, you know. He had a weird haircut. He wasn't taking steroids yet. It didn't look like it. Yeah. He was looking like Dolph Ziggler out there.
Warrior eliminated Martel, and then it was time for the big WrestleMania stare-down spot between Warrior and Hogan.
Chills. That's all I can say to describe it. I was marking out, dude.
They did that spot where like they just run into each other and neither of them budges, and then
The crisscross spot.
they
Too.
did the crisscross, and then they doubled down each other with clotheslines.
think the crisscross spot might be my favorite wrestling spot.
I
It's
like
just
the
classic.
I like the double clothesline. That's a classic Edge and John Cena spot. They do that all the time in triple
Yep.
threat matches.
That's the thing most known with Edge and John Cena. They'll double clotheslines.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Number 27 was the Barbarian, who came out a good 3 seconds before the horn sounded.
Oh, yeah.
But if you think Barbarian jumped the gun, Rick Rude was number 28, and he was already in the ring when the 10-second countdown began.
Yeah. He's all hopped up.
Rude and Barbarian were double teaming Warrior when Hogan came from behind and helped eliminate Warrior.
Came from behind.
He came from behind.
Damn.
Number
Yeah.
29 was Hercules, and then, as promised, number 30 was Mr. Perfect.
Wait, do you like Ultimate Warrior's Spurg out before he got out of the arena?
Yeah, he
like,
did. He went
came
back into the ring and
like a dastardly coward.
pouted. Well, he didn't pull
Beat
anyone out.
down these 3 innocent men who were just following the rules of the match.
Yeah, they weren't at fault. It was Hogan. It was Hogan
came
who
in,
did it.
He hit him from the back, and then he left.
And
Despicable.
then Warrior
they
did
tried
it.
Go
What?
ahead, Lou.
What'd
Go
you
ahead,
what were
Lemon.
you say?
They tried to put over that Hogan accidentally did it. He didn't mean to put him over the top.
Yeah, that's what
rope.
Shivani was saying. Was that like, oh, he didn't mean to eliminate Warrior?
But everybody knows the Hulkster's trying to get himself over
Okay,
that.
let me speak.
me
Yeah, I
talk.
really liked the Ultimate Warrior's Naruto run that he did after he got done. It was like all those classic videos of the autistic kids.
It's actually kind of funny how like he went back into the ring and he beat people up and then he just ran to the back and the crowd was like going crazy as he had like just been eliminated.
Yeah.
It was like, that's our hero. He just lost.
You say you did the Naruto run?
Yeah.
That really happened?
Yeah, he did that. I saw it.
I love anime.
Watch the tape.
So the final 5 is Mr. Perfect, the Barbarian, Hercules, Rick Rude, and Hulk Hogan. Barbarian got back body dropped out by Hercules. Hercules got clotheslined out by Rude. And then Rude and Perfect teamed up on Hogan. Rude got eliminated when Perfect pulled down the top rope as Rude was like running towards it. So he like fell over the top.
Yep.
They put it over like it was an accident.
Yeah, it's like a banana peel was thrown in the middle of the ring.
Mr. Perfect did the Perfect Plex, which got absolutely no sold as Hogan hulked up. And
Hell, yes.
Hogan eliminated Perfect to win the Royal Rumble, and Hulkamania will live forever.
Hell yeah. He proceeded to flex for about 3 minutes while a song played.
Yep.
I mean, he even stole some dude's sign in the crowd that said
Yeah, that's-
Hulkamania will live forever.
That's what Colin was.
Well, he
That's what he
didn't
was-
say that he stole the sign. He just said the slogan. So I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
clarify for all
Barbara,
the millions
he did
listening
recall.
at home. But yeah,
I fucking hate you, Lemon.
I was like, as soon as I saw Warrior was out, I was like, okay, we know who's winning the Royal Rumble. This isn't much of a mystery because I didn't know. I went in. This was a blind Let's Play for me. I didn't know
Yep,
any
same.
of the results for any of the matches. I tried to preserve that. So
Warrior was real over with the boomers, wasn't he? Like, I'm sure our boy Forward Guy would have loved this guy.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he was probably in the crowd. What?
Hogan
Nothing.
celebrated as they went off the air. The Rumble match was good fun. There was a lot of star power, but holy God, the rest of the show sucked. Despite the fact that as they were going off the air, Tony Schiavone had the absolute balls to say that this was a fun show from top to bottom.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
this was not a fun show from top to bottom. That was a lie. He was lying.
Mhm.
So yeah, I thought the show was all right. It was more of like just understanding what wrestling was like back in the day. You know,
It was a
'cause-
different time.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing actual stars. It was cool seeing like dudes that looked like they were big and scary. They weren't vegans.
Well, twinks.
Yeah, they weren't little vegans running out there. And yeah, there was a lot of charisma on the show and a lot of storytelling. The athletics might not have been that great, but you got a good story out of it.
They were making movies.
Yeah, they were truly making movies.
We make movies.
Yeah,
Water.
yeah, I thought it was cool. I wish maybe we didn't pick a Royal Rumble, but I already watched it, and yeah, it is what it is.
It was interesting hopping into the old time machine, going back to all 1990. But yeah, I just feel like it would have been a little bit better with a couple more neck bumps. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't get into it as much.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Rumble, though, and Jim Duggan and what's his face, freaking Boss Man. That was an okay match. Boss Man's always a beast.
It was a little too safe. I agree with you.
So are you ready for the return of the death count?
Yeah, I've
Please.
been waiting all day, dude.
Yeah, the death count is back with a absolute vengeance.
More than ECW. That'd be kind of
Right,
impressive.
you actually surprised? It's gonna be way more than ECW, dude.
Not really. It just happened like 80 years ago.
So I'll include their ages just for added perspective.
Yeah.
But this is deaths in order of appearance on this show.
Oh shoot.
Shit.
Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, died in 2003 at age 44 of acute cocaine intoxication. Steroids and
That happens.
painkillers were also said to be a contributing factor.
That's not too bad.
Also happens.
Andre the Giant died in 1993 at age 46 of congestive heart failure.
I'm pressing F right now.
Bobby the Brain Heenan died in 2017 at age 72.
Oh, shit. I didn't know he was dead.
You
That,
didn't?
like,
That was
just
like a big
happened.
story, like,
Nah.
yeah.
I don't pay attention to that dude.
Oh my god. This guy's he's a subscribe. He pays $12 a month to get wrestling news, and you didn't even know that Bobby.
$10.99. Thank you
Bob-
very much.
$20 a month, and you didn't even know Bobby the Brain Heenan died. Like, come on, dude.
The cause of death was organ failure due to complications of throat cancer, which had been in remission since 2004.
Oh yeah, the throat cancer was really bad. Like, he sounded like a fucking muppet. It was real
Yeah.
bad.
Was he sounding like John Laurinaitis?
Sadly, the final 15 years of his life were nothing but health problems.
Yeah, he looked like
Shit.
a freaking bent straw.
Wait a minute, please stop making fun of the dead.
Rick Rude died in 1999 at age 40 due to an accidental overdose.
He's a two-time death count offender,
He
by
is,
the way.
he is
Wait.
we've gone over him before.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
know what you meant by that.
Well, yeah, he's Christ. He got revived and died
Jesus
again.
Christ.
He's the Christ.
Sensational Sherry died in 2007 at age 49 due to an overdose with multiple drugs in her system, including high amounts of oxycodone.
Yeah, if she
It
didn't die,
happens.
Chris Benoit would still be here today, just saying.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, she was a very close friend of Chris and Nancy, and it really took a big toll on Chris.
I don't think that's true.
I
Look it
think
up.
that actually was
Look it
some
up.
of the-
Him and or her and the other guy that they died like within 2 weeks, and then Chris Benoit like killed himself like a few months after that.
And Sharon's
Oh,
was
yeah.
only like a couple weeks before Benoit.
There's the
Yeah,
other
okay.
dude who died.
I
It was like-
forgot, but it's like a something
It's like Perry Saddle or somebody.
something grunge. I think it was like Johnny Grunge or something.
Johnny Grunge died in like 2005.
Jimmy Grunge.
Johnny
Yeah,
Grunge.
that was one of his really close friends, and then Sherry died. I've listened to a lot of stuff about Chris Benoit, and some people theorize that the amount of deaths that happened might have taken a toll on him.
Some people also theorize that Kevin Sullivan did it, Landon. You can't always
It's
go
just
with
a meme.
theories.
That's just a meme,
You
dude.
can't. Dude, I'm sure there's some people out there who believe it.
Sweet
Alright.
Sapphire died in
Wait,
1996.
she's dead?
Fucking do this anymore.
Sweet Sapphire died in 1996
Oh my
at
God.
age 61 due to a heart attack.
She was that old? Wow.
Yeah,
Black
she was
don't
really old
crack.
on the show,
Black
actually.
don't crack.
Yeah, that's true. The Macho Man Randy Savage died in 2011 at age 58 after suffering a sudden heart attack while driving and crashing into a tree after he had lost control of the vehicle. Dusty Rhodes died in 2015 at age 69 due to kidney failure.
I think he died more from his son being a disappointment.
Well,
Ignore that.
we all know that Kevin Owens was his real son, not Cody Rhodes.
That is true.
The Big Boss Man died in 2004 at age 41 due to a heart attack.
I miss him so.
Dino Bravo died in 1993 at age 44 after he was murdered.
Fuck.
Shot 17 times while watching hockey in his home. It is largely believed that the mafia was involved in his death.
Legal cigarette smuggling, allegedly. In Canada, what the fuck?
Wait, Dino, that
No,
he
Canada
sounds
had
like he's a character on The Sopranos.
He basically is, apparently.
James Gandolfini died.
The Canadian earthquake died in 2006
Man,
at age 42 of bladder cancer.
life is so unfair.
John Tenta,
Who?
that's his name, John Tenta,
Oh.
I think. Earthquake.
Bad News Brown died in 2007
No
at
way.
age 63 of a heart attack. Hercules died in 2004 at age 47 of heart disease. Jimmy
Sounds about
Snuka died in 2017 at age 73,
Fuck
Due
that
to-
guy.
terminal neurological illnesses.
Good.
He actually died killing his girlfriend. It was kind of crazy.
The Ultimate Warrior died in 2014 at age 54 due to a heart attack.
Hating the homos.
Mr. Fuji died in 2016 at age 82 of natural causes.
God bless
Good
Mr.
job,
Fuji.
Mr. Fuji.
You made it.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart died in 2018 at age 63 due to a head injury from a fall after suffering a seizure. And finally, Roddy Piper died in 2015 at age 61 of a cardiac arrest caused by a pulmonary embolism. And if my count is correct, we have a grand total of 18.
Damn.
That's a lot of wrestlers.
How deaths can do porn.
Yeah.
Fucking Jim the Anvil Neidfart's dead right
Oh.
now.
Lambert.
Survived by Natty Neidfart and Tyson Neidfart, because Tyson took Natty's name because he's a little bitch and he can't do anything about it. Because
Jesus Christ.
if he tried to fight me, I'd fucking kill him because he's got
Lambert
a
shooting
pencil
hard.
neck. You know, it's like made out of freaking.
Doesn't have a pencil.
Scotch
He's got a pencil
tape.
spine. Not a
You
neck.
freaking look at him funny and he can't ever walk again, dude. Freaking loser.
He's got a neck like
better
a
than
stack of
Dynamite
diamonds.
Kid, that's for sure.
Oh
Though.
yeah, Dynamite Kid's not.
Mainly
doing
because
so hot right
Dynamite
now.
Kid's dead now, but that's beside the point. I was gonna say something. I completely forgot what it was though, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a great contribution, Camel.
It was something along the lines about Night Fort's glasses being snapped on Raw by that dastardly Ruby Riot.
Yeah,
Oh,
sadly, Jim Neidhart is
Just trying to get my
posthumously involved in a very tasteless angle as we record this.
yeah, Ruby Riot freaking got her Riot Squad together, and they're all brapping on his grave right now, and they're gonna post it on Twitter.
must have missed that episode of Raw.
Yeah, that's their gimmick, is that they fart a lot.
I think that's
Funny how that
that's
works.
only Sarah Logan's gimmick.
I mean, that's all of them, really. They're all Sarah Logan.
So I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us through another BTW. This was episode 5. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitters are at the bottom, like always.
Did you ever make the BTW Twitter Lambert like I
There's
told
no
you to do
use
last
for it. Are you
episode?
gonna tweet on it, Camel? Are you gonna tweet
No.
on it? Yeah, so
No,
fuck
you
off.
could tweet out the episodes, dude.
I tweet out the episodes on my own personal Twitter, and sometimes Colin retweets it if he feels like it.
Your on Twitter sucks.
It's got more traffic than yours does, you freaking jobber.
Dude, what the heck? I get tons of traffic.
Yeah, sure thing,
I'll go
chicken
tweet at-
wing.
I'll go tweet at my bitches right now.
Who's your bitch, dude?
I'm not saying any names. I'm not exposing anybody live on air.
Oh yeah, we're still on the radio waves.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for watching again. Hey, Colin, you got anything else to say, dude?
No, I think we have something tentatively planned for the next episode, but we'll keep that a surprise, of
We
course.
should,
Yeah.
if the universe doesn't decide to fuck us in the ass anymore.
And we'll have some stories to go along with that too, I think.
And as
Well, yeah.
always, ring the bell.
Yeah, like,
dude.
comment, subscribe. Be sure to bop that bell. Follow us on Twitch and on Twitter.
Ring that bell.
All right. Episode number 5 in the books. See y'all later.
To the back.